It's two shows in one, the Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show, August 4th through the 7th, in San Antonio at the Freeman Expo Hall, presented by Thomas J. Henry. It's a Comic-Con with stars like Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, Simu Liu, Giancarlo Esposito, wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan, and Arrow's Stephen Amell, and many more. Plus a massive Hollywood car show with 45 awesome cars like Batmobiles and Transformers Optimus Prime. Tickets available at pmxevents.com.
Mallory, it's the off season, and it's Tuesday. You know what that means?
I do know that.
It's time for Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday. Math Tuesday.
Tuesday. I never get tired of that. And I was the one who made it. But I never get tired of watching that house blow up. It's Math Tuesday. I have
That's a fun thing to say.
Which, by the way,
I never get tired of watching that house blow up.
By the way, I just imagine somebody who just listens to the podcast and has never actually watched it. They're like,
What is this?
What do you mean house blow up? It's Math Tuesday here on Texas Football Today, and here on Math Tuesday, we have been over the course of the last week. We have been rolling out the Dave Campbell's Texas Football 6-year Texas high school football program rankings, wherein we take a formula, we throw all the numbers into the formula, and it spits out a ranking for every UIL Texas high school football program. Everyone that's played 6 varsity seasons from number 1 to 1,204. You can now see them all up there on TexasFootball.com. For example, where'd you go to high school?
Arlington High School.
Let's see if I can find where Arlington ranks. Arlington, the 230th finest program in Texas high school football. I went to Coppell. Coppell, the 324th finest
Kick 'em.
program in Texas high school football. Well, Coppell's 41-24 over the last few 6 seasons, whereas Arlington is 45-26. So they have been better.
Where's Llano?
Oh, good question. I bet they're pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm kind of glad Pickle's not here because she would get the upper hand. Yep.
163rd. They are on the move, up 130 spots. All that is to say, today on TexasFootball.com, we're rolling out the top 100, the 100 best Texas high school football programs in Texas. So, for example, I'll tell you, do you know what number 100 is? The Wall Hawks. Congratulations to Wall, a top 100 program. They move into the top 100 this year. But you can find all the Texas high school football program rankings on TexasFootball.com. But we saved the sweetest plum. The sweetest plum, we saved it for you, valued viewer and listener of Texas Football Today, as we are ready to roll out the top 20 Texas high school football programs over the last 6 seasons, according to the Dave Campbell's Texas high school football 6-year program rankings. We will start with number 20. The Canadian Wildcats, down 4 spots from last year, are 78-12 over the last 6 seasons. I want you to imagine this, Mallory. They're 78-12 with a state championship and another state championship loss, and they're 20th on this list. That is what you have to do to make the top 20.
That's
78-12, one of the most consistent programs in the state of Texas under Coach Chris Ketting. They ranked 20th in this year's Texas high school football program rankings. To number 19, the Raiders of Denton Ryan are the number 19 team in the Dave Campbell's Texas football program rankings. A state champion back in 2020 with another state championship game loss. They've got 5 10-win seasons over the past 6 seasons. 76-9 over that span. They are actually down 8 spots from last year, but they hang on to a spot in the top 20. The 19th ranked program in the state, the Denton Ryan Raiders. Number 18. The Katy Tigers, the number 18 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. Coach Gary Joseph's team is 77-7 over the last 6 seasons, which is absolutely remarkable. With a state championship back then in 2020, they have won 10 games in each of the last 6 seasons. They're up 2 spots last year. Katy, the number 18 program. To number 17, The Argyle Eagles are the number 17 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program ranking. 79-6 is Todd Rogers' bunch there over the last 6 years. With a state championship back in 2020, 6 10-win seasons, actually down 2 spots from last year's, but because they're removing the 2016 season and replacing it with the 2022 season, they were pretty comfortable moving up to 5A. They are now the 17th ranked program in Texas high school football program rankings. To number 16, the Brock Eagles are the number 16 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings, and I'll tell you that they are the highest-ranked team without a state championship. Part of that is that they've played in 3 title games. They've played in 3 title games, 76-15 over the span. They have been absolutely remarkable. This run to the state championship this past year leaves them up 3 spots from last year to number 16. Brock checks in at number 16.
Talk about a crazy story to get there, though,
I know,
too.
3 times, and they're 0-3 in title games. But to be there 3 times obviously ranks very well in our program rankings. They're the number 16 program.
Good game, too.
Number 15, the Pleasant Grove Hawks are the number 15 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. Coach Josh Gibson, one of the very finest program builders in the state, 72-17 over the last 6 seasons with a pair of state championships and another state championship game appearance, but only 4 10-win seasons, which is kind of weighing them down a little bit. That kind of keeps them on the bottom end of teams with 2 state championships. In fact, they're not. There's a couple of other programs that are ranked lower, but number 15 program in the state, the Pleasant Grove Hawks, up 11 spots from last year. Number 14, the Grandview Zebras are the number 14 team. Dave Campbell's Texas football programs rankings, 72-12 over that span, have been absolutely remarkable during that run. Of course, 2 state championships to their name, 5 10-win seasons, very consistently excellent. The Grandview Zebras, the 14th ranked program. The 13. The Newton Eagles, down a spot. It's number 13, or the 13th ranked program in Dave Campbell's Texas football. 70-9 are the Eagles over that span, with 2 state championships, 5 10-win seasons. One of 3A's very finest, most complete programs. Ranks number 13 in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. Number 12. How about another 2-time state champion? The Shiner Comanches are the number 12 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football programs rankings. A pair of state championships back-to-back in 2020 and 2021. They've got 5 10-win seasons to their name in that span. 72-9 is the program over the past 6 seasons, which, again, is good enough to get you number 12 on this list. That's how good these programs are.
9 losses
Shiner,
in 6
number
years.
number 12 in this. Number 11. The Franklin Lions are the number 11 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. A big mover, up 23 spots all the way up to number 11 from last year. Of course, they are back-to-back state champions after coming up just short in the 2020 state championship game. So they've made 3 title games, won 2 of them. 71-12 is Mark Fannon's squad. Good enough to be the number 11 team in our program rankings. Into the top 10 we go, where we find our top-ranked 6-man program. The Strawn Greyhounds are the number 10 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Actually down a pair of spots after a relatively disappointing season, but the resume speaks for itself. 3 state championships in 3 appearances. 67-16 is actually one of the lower records, but those 3 state championships hold a lot of weight. That is the big reason why they hang on to a spot in the top 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. The Strawn Greyhounds. Number 9. A lot of familiar faces here. The Highland Park Scots are the number 9 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Coach Randy Allen's team is 74-7 over the last 6 seasons with a pair of state championships. They've won 10 games in each of the last 6 seasons. A remarkable run for the Scots. That checks in at number 9 in our program rankings. To number 8. The Refugio Bobcats are the number 8 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. We're talking small margins here, but they just edge out Highland Park for that spot. Up a spot, thanks in large part to that state championship they've still got on their resume and 2 other state title game appearances. 78-9 is the record for Jason Herring's Refugio Bobcats over that span. That's good enough to be the number 8 program in the Dave Campbell's Texas football program rankings. To number 7. Making their debut in the top 10, the Duncanville Panthers are the number 7 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. That elusive state championship does big doings for them. They move up 7 spots into the top 10 thanks in large part to that state championship. They've made 4 title games in the last 6 seasons, and of course that elusive state championship. 78-7 are Reginald Sample's Panthers, good enough to be the 7th ranked team in our program rankings. A familiar foe is going to be at number 6, though. The Galena Park North Shore Mustangs, the 6th ranked program in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. 3 state championships and 4 state championship appearances. 84-8 over the last 6 seasons is John Kay's bunch. What's really holding them down, actually, and what kind of keeps them from cracking the top 5 is that they still do have a 9-win season on their ranks, so they don't get the bonus for the 10-win season. That's really hurting them right now. They're still up a spot to number 6 in the rankings. Galena Park North Shore, the 6th ranked program in our program rankings. Into the top 5. Heady stuff here. The Gunner Tigers, the 5th ranked program in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Believe it or not, they're down a spot. I'll explain that here in a moment. With 2 state championships, 4 title game appearances, 87-6 over the last 6 seasons. 6 losses in 6 seasons for Gunner.
That's crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous what they have been able to do. They are the 5th ranked program in Dave Campbell's Texas football program rankings, actually down a spot. Leapfrogging ahead of them up a spot is the number 4 team. The Westlake Chaparrals checking at number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. 86-5 over the last 6 seasons, which is ridiculous. 3 state championships, 3 title game appearances, 6 10-win seasons. The reason they jumped ahead of Westlake, or Gunner, is that Gunner's actually cycling off one of their state championships in 2016. They no longer get credit for that. They did replace it with a state championship, but it was enough that the record difference was that Westlake was able to edge ahead of them. Again, we're talking very small margins here,
yes,
but Westlake
crazy.
is the number 4 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football program rankings. Only 3 left. Number 3, the Mart Panthers, the number 3 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. Coach Kevin Hoffman's bunch has made a title game 5 times in the last 6 seasons. 5 times in the last 6 seasons. They've won 3 state championships in that span. 86-8 during that span. One of the most consistent programs, the top-ranked 2A program in the state of Texas, the Mart Panthers, checking at number 3. Only 2 left. Number 2. The Carthage Bulldogs, the number 2 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football's program rankings. It feels like a sin to put them at number 2.
It does.
Considering they are 87-2 in the last 6 seasons. 87-2. 4 state championships in 4 state championship game appearances. Coach Scott Surratt has built an absolute juggernaut in Panola County. That's good enough only for number 2 on this list.
Only number 2.
Which is crazy because the
number
number 1 team, the Aledo Bearcats, maintain their spot at the number 1 spot in the Dave Campbell's Texas high school football program rankings. Coach Tim Buchanan's squad is 85-6 over that span. The real difference between Aledo and Carthage, if you're interested, is that Aledo has made 1 extra title game. That's basically it. They do have Carthage's better record, 87-2 versus 85-6. But again, splitting hairs here. And the biggest thing is making that title game is really important. That keeps Aledo at number 1. Aledo, the number 1 team in the Texas high school football program rankings, according to Dave Campbell's Texas football. So there it is. Your top 10 again: Aledo, Carthage, Mart, Austin, Westlake, Gunner, Galena Park, North Shore, Duncanville, Refugio, Highland Park, and Strawn. You can find the complete Texas high school football program rankings now on TexasFootball.com. I await you being very mad at a formula. It'll be very fun to watch.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.